bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. The top of 128. How good and wonderful it is for all of us to be here sitting together. If you turn back just a few pages, page number 120. 120, you'll find our blessings for lighting our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadliken shel Shabbat. So we make our way back to 130. Page 130, we make our way through our Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. We say goodbye to a busy week and hello to the peace of Shabbat. We begin with Psalm 95 on page 130. Lechu neranina l'Adonai. Let us sing joyfully to God. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina l'Adonai. Naria, naria, b'tzur yishenu, nikadma fanav b'todah. Naria, naria, b'tzur yishenu, b'smirot riyado. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina l'Adonai. Lechu neranina, lechu neranina, lechu neranina l'Adonai. The bottom of page 131 from Psalm 96. Yismechu hashamayim, the heavens will be glad. Tagel haaretz, and the earth will rejoice. Yiram hayam, and the sea will roar as well. Umelo, and all that fills it, all of God's creation, giving thanks for the beauty of creation as we do on this Shabbat. 6 lines from the bottom of the Hebrew on page 131. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, umelo, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, yihiram hayam, umelo, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Page 132 from Psalm 97, near the bottom of the page. Or zarua la tzaddik, light is sown for the tzaddik. Remember that word, we're going to talk about it later tonight. We'll just translate it as righteousness right now. But light is sown for those who are filled with righteousness. V'yishrei lev, and those who are good-hearted. Simcha, happiness, will be given as their reward. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha, 4 lines from the bottom of page 132. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. V'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. V'yishrei lev simcha. Lai 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 lai. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzaddik, v'yishrei lev simcha. We'll read together the bottom of page 33 in the English from Psalm 98. A psalm. Sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won God victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. From Psalm 99 on page 135, we sing the ending of one of those joyous psalms, the last 3 lines of the Hebrew, Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt Adonai our God, and bow down at God's holy mountain. For God is holy, and we try to be holy in God's image. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishtakavu le'har kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishtakavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtakavu le'har kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'hishtakavu le'har kodsho. On page 136 and 137, we'll read together in English the words of Psalm 29, a psalm that talks about God's great power in the universe. A psalm of David. Ascribe to Adonai, O divine beings. Ascribe to Adonai glory and strength. Ascribe to Adonai the glory of God's name. Bow down to Adonai, majestic in holiness. The voice of Adonai is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. Adonai over the mighty waters. The voice of Adonai is power. The voice of Adonai is majesty. The voice of Adonai breaks cedars. Adonai shatters the cedars of Lebanon. God makes Lebanon skip like a calf, Sirion like a young wild ox. The voice of Adonai kindles flames of fire. The voice of Adonai convulses the wilderness. Adonai convulses the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Adonai causes hinds to calve and strips Boris bare. When in God's temple all say, glory! Adonai sat enthroned at the flood. Adonai sits enthroned, sovereign forever. May Adonai grant strength to God's people. May Adonai bestow on God's people well-being. Those last two lines of the English are also the last two lines of the Hebrew on 137. Turn to page 138 and 139. We welcome in the Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi. We'll sing together verses 1 and 2 on page 138, verses 5 and 9 on page 139. Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Penei, Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Lecha, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Penei, Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat, Likrat Kala, Penei, Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Shamor Mizachor B'diburecha, Ishmi'anu El HaMiuchad, Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad, L'Shem U'Tiferet V'Litla, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Likrat Shabbat, Lechu V'nilcha, Ki Mekor HaBracha, Mirosh Mikedem Nesucha, So Ma'aseh B'machshavat, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela. It'oreri, It'oreri, Kivarech, Umi Uri, Uri, Shir Daveri, Kivod Adonai Alayich, Niva, la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela, Lecha Lecha Dodi, Likrat Likrat Kala, Penei Penei, Shabbat Nikavela. We all rise as we face toward the door. We welcome in the image of the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom, Ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, la 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 la, lechadon, tikrat kala, nipnei, Shabbat nikavela, lechadon, tikrat kala, nipnei Shabbat nikavela, la 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 la, lechadon, tikrat kala, nipnei Shabbat nikavela, lechadon, tikrat kala, nipnei Shabbat nikavela. Since we are all standing, we greeted the Shabbat bride, we can greet each other. As I look around the room, I see at least 5 new faces in the room. Don't worry, I won't point you out. I might, but no, I won't. But turn to your neighbors, the people in front of you, to the side of you. Wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. And for those of you joining us on YouTube and joining us on TempleShalomLive.com, Shabbat Shalom to all of you at home. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wonderful to have all of you here on this Shabbat. For those of you who checked your calendar, you may have seen that this is the first Shabbat of the month of Elul. For those of you who didn't check your calendars, I will tell you it's the first Shabbat in the month of Elul. We're making our way toward the High Holy Days. Just a month away, less than a month now, because the new month started. Our new month started on Wednesday evening, and so we're a little less than a month away from the High Holy Days. But we have 4 more Shabbats before we get there. We continue as we give thanks for this Shabbat with Psalm 92, page 140 in your Siddur. As we sing Psalm 92, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, let us sing a song of Shabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot LaAdonai, U'Vizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Vizamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot LaAdonai, U'Vizamer L'Shimcha Elyon, U'Vizamer L'Shimcha Elyon. Hagi baboker pastecha, ve'emunatecha ba'alelot, alei asor ve'aleina ve'lalei higayon v'chilot. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot LaAdonai, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Ki simachtani Adonai, B'fo'olecha, B'maaseh Yadecha Arani, Gadlu, Ma'asecha Adonai Me'od, Amku Machshavutecha, Yismor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, To'odot LaAdonai, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon, Uvizamer Leshimcha Elyon. We'll turn to page 144 as we make our way out of our Kabbalat Shabbat and into our Ma'ariv service with Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei Rabba, Yamad yivrachirutei v'yamlich v'alchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, ba'agala, uv'izbahan kaharivim eru, Amen. Yehesh Rabba mevorach, le'alam olam me'almaya, yitbarach, yishtabach, yitpa'ar, yitmamam, yitnatzeh, yitadar, yitaleh, yitalal, shemid, kudisha, v'richu le'elam, b'mko berakata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, da'amiron be'alma, v'imeru, Amen. We rise as we turn to page 146. We invite each other to prayer and ourselves as well with the words of Baruch Hu. Lai, 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 Lai la lai 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 la lai 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Hamevorach Eolam Va'ed Hamevorach Eolam Va'ed. We can all be seated. Page 148. Come to Ma'ariv Aravim, we give thanks for creation. We say, praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who spoke and the evening came into being, and you change day to night and night to day, season to season to season. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, the God of all the array of the Jewish people. Praised are you, Adonai, who reigns over us and who created all of the lights of the evening in the sky. We'll sing a little nigun, a little lai lai lai, in between the words of the prayer. Lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai lai lai. Lai 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים. Umishmorotehem barakia kitano. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Bore yom velayla, golel or mipnei choshech, choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi layla, uma'avdim ben yom velayla, Adonai Tzibaot Shemo. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Amari Arami. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. As we turn the page to page 151, we give thanks for the gift of Torah. We are getting near the end of the book of Deuteronomy, only about 6 or 7 weeks to go, and we'll start over again. And we use the poetry on page 151 to think about the beauty of the lessons of Torah. We'll read together right in the middle of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? We sing together those words translated back into the Hebrew, the top of page 150. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim mishpatim Otanu limadeta Akin Adonai Eloheinu Shofeinu u'le'umeinu Nasiach derkecha V'yismach divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hein chayenu be'orech yameinu u'vahem neged yomam ve'layla V'ahavartecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. We turn to page 152 and 153 as we'll join together in the words of Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam 4. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'chol nafshecha u'chol me'odecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha v'aderech u'shochvecha u'kumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot beinenecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמן. We'll turn to page 157. As we read responsively, we come to the Geula, our prayer of redemption, our prayer of freedom. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The heavens declare your glory, the earth reveal your justice. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. As we turn to page 158, we sing, just as our ancestors did in ancient times, a song of deliverance and freedom. Michamocha. Now you should hear the guitar. There we go. Michamocha va'elim Adonai. Michamocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele michamocha va'elim Adonai michamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora tehilot Rauvanecha Vokri ayam Mipni Moshe Umiriam Ze'eli Anu ve'amru Adonai Yimroch Le'olam va'ed Michamocha va'elim Adonai Michamocha ve'edar b'kodesh. On page 160, we come to Hashki Venu, a song that's kind of it's our Jewish lullaby. It says, God, please lie us down through the night and watch over us and keep, while we're sleeping, keep all evil things away from us so that we might awaken tomorrow to another beautiful day. And you'll do so, we say, God, by spreading a shelter of peace over us. And as we come to this prayer, tonight I'm a little sentimental with this prayer. That some of you know that I write Jewish music. A couple of you in the room own one of my CDs. But on my CD, there's a song called Hashkivenu. It's this prayer. And when I started writing Jewish music, this was the very first piece of music that I wrote, was Hashkivenu. And when I went into the studio the first time to record it, I had this amazing music producer with me who, well, if you come on Rosh Hashanah this year, my brother will be in town, and you'll get to hear the harmonica part that I wrote with this amazing musician. And his name, Screamin' Scott Simon. For some of you in the room are not old enough to know who he is, but Screamin' Scott was the piano player for 50 years in Sha Na Na. So some of you in the room know Sha Na Na. They had a show in the late 70s, early 80s called the Sha Na Na Show. They performed at Woodstock, right? Some of you in the room may know Sha Na Na because if you've seen the movie Grease, Sha Na Na was the band at the high school dance in the movie Grease. And Screamin' Scott Simon, the guy I'm talking about now, he actually wrote, out of the Broadway musical of Grease, he wrote a new song for the movie. Scott did, because they hired Sha Na Na to be the band for the high school dance in the movie Grease, and they needed a song for John Travolta to sing as Danny in the movie. And so Scott, Screamin' Scott Simon, he was known, he and a guy by the name of Louis St. Louis, Scott, you might know this song that they wrote in the movie. They wrote, stranded at the drive-in, branded a fool. What will they say Monday at school? Right? How many people, you recognize that, right? And John Travolta would sing, ready to go. Sandy, can't you see I'm in misery? We made a start, now we're apart, ain't nothing left for me. Love has grown all alone, I sit and wonder why, oh why you left me, oh Sandy. Right, we all know that song from the movie Grease. But Scott helped me write the harmonica part that, again, when my brother's in town, he'll play along with me on Rosh Hashanah and the Shabbat after Rosh Hashanah. But I'm a little sentimental about this piece of music because Scott died from cancer yesterday. A great rock and roll star from, he didn't perform with them at Woodstock, but he joined right after Woodstock and was with them through the TV show and through the movie Grease. And both of his daughters were my religious school students. And so Scott died yesterday. He's going to be buried on Sunday in Los Angeles. And he was an amazing musician. And everything I learned about recording music, including Jewish music, came from him. And when I went in the studio with him, he said, I'm a rock and roll star. You want me to make a Jewish record with you? And I said, you're the only person I know who knows how to do all of this stuff in the studio. And he adjusted his rock and roll star, TV star, to being just the dad of the two girls that were in my religious school class at Temple. And so this version of Hashkivenu that I wrote a whole lot of years ago, and Scott wrote the harmonica part that you can hear on Rosh Hashanah. As we lie down, and we hope that God will shelter us in peace to rise up again tomorrow to life, I hope that as Scott is laid to rest, that God will spread a shelter of peace over his soul as well, and a shelter of peace over both of his daughters as they mourn their dad. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Lie us down, O God, in peace, and protect us through the night. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, Aborei Sukkot Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom. Page 162. The people of Israel will keep Shabbat. Observing Shabbat throughout the ages is a covenant for all time. It will be a sign between me and the people of Israel, God said. For in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth. On the seventh day God rested. We emulate God in the way that we rest. And we refresh our souls as well. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat dorotam, berit olam v'yuvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, Sheshet Yamim Asa Adonai Et Hashamayim Et Haaretz Uveyom Hashvi'i Shabbat Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat, Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat, Shabbat vayinafash. As we turn to page 164, we all rise. We come to the Amidah. We'll sing the first few paragraphs together. After that, we'll take time for our own silent prayers, using the words on the pages up through page 180 in the Hebrew, 181 in the English poetry, or take time for your own silent prayers, the words that you find in your own heart, in your own mind, in your own soul. But first we begin together, a little meditation, page 164. Adonai sefatai tifach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imoteinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshe U'magin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, V'chei HaKol Atah, Rav Le'Hoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Tzomech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asubim, Umechayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Nichamocha ba'al givurot, Umido melach, Melech menihitu mechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, Mechaye hakol, Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We continue silently. When you're finished with your silent prayers, please be seated. Page 178. Sing a prayer for peace. Shalom Raha al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Raha al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lecho hashalom. Shalom Raham al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom Raham al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, bechol עת ובכל שעה לשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, השים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. We turn our thoughts to those who are in need of healing. As we do, we turn our Siddur to page 371. We ask God to bring complete healing for Stanley Sachs, Susan Schenk, Reuven Ben Shlomo Mordechai B'Tzipora, David Zimmerman, Kathy Tordok, Zelda Bat Esther Profeta, Brandy Davis, Faye Green, Frederick Kaufman, Janice Broder, Yafa Bat Max, Yosef Meir Ben Abraham Basara, Marsha Weiss, Genendel Bat Sima, Adam Bicol, Jane Hoagie, Naomi Talia Batsara, Robin Sumners, April, David and Dylan Morris, Scott Slinger, Bracha Gila Bat Gnendel, Bayel Rach Ben Bracha Gila, Noemi Espinoza, Chaya Reza, Rivka Bat Peril, Nicholas Yoshis, and Eileen Hamburg. If you have any other names for healing, we'll start on this side of the room. Any names for healing? Others? Thank you. Any others on this side of the room? Names for healing on this side of the room? Anybody over here? For all those we've named, for all those in need, we join together in the words of Mishaberach, asking for Refuah Shlema Bimhirav Yameinu, complete healing and may it come quickly. You find those words in the middle of page 371. Mishaberach Avoteinu Kor HaBracha Neimoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach Imoteinu Kor HaBracha Ve'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. when we begin to learn Torah, we learn a bunch of rules of how you study the Torah. And one of the rules that we're given is that when you double up a word in the Torah, it means it's important. Because why else would it be doubled? It's important. And Hebrew grammar, biblical Hebrew grammar, says that when you double up a word, it means very much that thing. In our Torah portion this week, we read the words tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. Justice, justice, you will pursue. We often translate the word tzedakah as charity, but it really means righteousness. Charity is a way to share righteousness with others. But tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, justice, justice, you will pursue. The rabbis write a lot about this phrase. They say that instead of translating it as justice, justice you will pursue, we could also translate it as really, really, really you should pursue justice. But what does that mean, to pursue justice? To pursue something means to chase after it. So how do you chase after justice? I suppose if you're a lawyer, that's easy, because you go to court, you chase after justice in the court. Maybe if you're a judge as well, you chase justice there. But for the rest of us who don't go to court every day, and we just go about our lives doing whatever it is that we do, how do we pursue justice? How do we chase after justice? Well, the rabbis of old say that we should do mitzvot. We have 613 mitzvot in the Torah. About 100 of them have to be done in the ancient temple, so don't even try those. There's no ancient temple. But we got about 500 that we can do. And the ancient rabbis say, try to do all 500 of them. I don't know about you, but I'm really not good at doing 500 things at one time. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty lousy at doing 500 things at one time. I'm not so great at 2 things at one time. So 500 at a time, that's a lot. But maybe if we concentrate on one good thing. But it says, justice, justice, you will pursue. So maybe that means I'm supposed to do 2 things that I'm supposed to pursue, right? Justice and justice. So I have to do 2 things at the same exact time. Or do I just need to really be very intense about the one I'm going after? Well, in Pirkei Avot, a section of the Talmud with a bunch of good advice, we find a sentence that the Kotzker Rebbe, who's a Hasidic Rebbe from about 200 or so years ago, said that all the deeds that you do should be for the sake of heaven. That's a nice saying, right? Everything you do, it's for the sake of heaven. And then he confuses us, and he says, even your for the sake of heaven should be for the sake of heaven. He doubled that up too. Justice, justice you will pursue. Do everything that you do for the sake of heaven, even for the sake of heaven, should be for the sake of heaven. And then in Pirkei Avot, it tells us that everything we should do with sincerity and do it towards God. The Kotzker Rebbe also talked about the Musar movement. Anybody ever heard of, raise your hand if you've heard of Musar. Raise your hand if you've never heard of Musar. Raise your hand if you didn't raise your hand for either of those options. Really, there's only 2 options. You heard of it or you didn't. It's the only 2 options there are. Musar really comes from the word of sources. And Musar is a practice. It's in modern terminology, we call it this. All the kids in the room will love this. It is Jewish psycho-spiritual self-analysis. Did all the kids in the room get that? Yeah. Jewish psycho-spiritual self-analysis. Wow, that's pretty deep. What it means is this. These rabbis a few hundred years ago took principles of mitzvot, and they said within us we have midot. Midot is a fancy Hebrew word that means aspects. It means who we are. And if we try to fix one part of who we are so that we can fix the world, one little bit at a time, we will fix the entire world. And they started studying. We picked one thing. One thing, maybe kindness, maybe righteousness. And we just work on that one thing about us, And if we can perfect that within ourselves, we can then spread it to other people, and then we can help other people do that, and we build a better world because of that. And then one of the followers of the Kutzker Rebbe said we had a problem because they developed the Musar movement. And he said, this is a problem. And he said, why it's a problem? Because we have the Musar movement. We're improving ourselves for the sake of the movement and not for the sake of the heavens. But we're doing the Musar movement for the sake of the heavens. And he said, yes, but remember what the Kutzker Rebbe taught us. Even the sake of our heaven should be for the sake of our heaven. And so we should do these things just because we should do them. Often we do things because there's a reward. Every year, I have high school students here at Temple Shalom who have come and volunteered at the temple. They help take food over to Care and Share Food Bank. They work as madrichin, helpers in our school. They work in the office stuffing envelopes. They do all kinds of wonderful things. And then they come to me and I sign a letter. Dear Principal so-and-so at whatever high school, little so-and-so at Temple Shalom did 20 hours of community service. Please give them the check mark on their transcript that they fulfilled the school's requirement for community service. They did great things for the temple. They even did great things for the community if they helped bring the food down to Care and Share Food Bank. But in the end, why were they doing it? So that they could get their volunteer letter. We often do things in other ways that we get recognition for that. We have a group that works with Habitat for Humanity, and they build houses with other religious groups around the city, with local churches, with the local mosque, with another synagogue in town, and they're about to start Interfaith Build number 3, a third house for a deserving family. That's great, right? And the people who volunteer there, that's wonderful. But you know what we do? We write their names in the temple bulletin. We put pictures on the temple Facebook page, and we let everyone know that they did these wonderful things. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. You know, we put people's names on walls because they give a lot of money or they give a lot of time. But again, even if we say it's for the sake of the heavens, is it really for the sake of the heavens? The Kutzker Rebbe would say that we should put no names on walls. I mean, sometimes it gets silly. I worked for a summer camp in California. They redid all of the cabins at camp for all the kids. And this is not a joke, what I'm going to tell you. They put people's names everywhere that people would donate money. They put them on the front door of the cabin. They put it on the dining room, and I kid you not, people donated money and they put people's names. You could buy your very own toilet seat at camp. It's actually true, they really did. I've wondered all these years later, 25 years later, the camp burned down in a horrible fire in Malibu, California. I wonder if it's because they put people's names on toilet seats. I don't know. But there's a synagogue that I know of in St. Louis, Missouri. And they built a brand new building. They took their old building, they sold it off, and they built a brand new building. And they made a rule. Nobody's name goes on anything in the building. We're not going to name it the so-and-so social hall and the so-and-so sanctuary, and we're not going to put a founder's plaque up with everybody's name. It's absolutely the wrong way to raise money according to every single professional fundraiser in the United States. They will tell you you can't raise money unless you recognize people. And this synagogue, they built a brand new building. For over $3 million, they built a brand new building. And they put high-tech stuff in their office. And they put high-tech stuff in their school classrooms. And they built an entire school wing and a beautiful library. And they built a kitchen, and they built a social hall, and they built all kinds of wonderful things, including in the front of the building, there's a room that's a separate door from going into the front of the synagogue. And in that room, people put food and clothing and blankets. And it's unlocked 24 hours a day. Anybody can walk into that room at the front of the building and place food and clothing and blankets. And anybody else can walk into that room any time of the day and take food and clothing and blankets if they need it. And there's not a single name on any wall. The only name is that they put the name of the rabbi and the cantor and the executive director on their office door so you would know which door to knock on when you got to their office door. But there's no names of people who gave at the building. To raise the $3 million to build the building, they did it in under a year by not putting anybody's name on the building. And people donated large chunks of money. In that case, maybe there for the sake of the heavens was for the sake of the heavens. And they did justice pursue and also justice pursue, because they leave that door unlocked to feed and to clothe anybody who might be in need. Tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice, you will pursue. This month of Elul, we are supposed to look inside our souls, look inside our own beings, and see how we have been in the year that's gone by, and pledge to ourselves how we will be in the year to come. If we take these ideas, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice you will pursue. Not pursue justice because I get some reward, but for the sake of the heavens. And let our sake of the heavens be for the sake of the heavens. That we bring good things into the world every single day, just for the sake of the heavens. Not to be famous, not to get a reward, not to brag about what I did, just to do it for the sake of the heavens. Because when we do these things for the sake of the heavens, and we pursue justice and also justice, we make the world a better place. As we approach this new year, we're less than 30 days now from Rosh Hashanah. Maybe look inside our souls and find our ways to pursue justice and to do it for the sake of the heavens, and to make our for the sake of the heavens be for the sake of the heavens. We'll make the world a better place, one action and one person at a time. May this be what our future looks like in the year to come. Amen. We come to the closing prayers of our service. We'll turn to page 586. As we rise, we look at the bottom of the page and join together in the words of Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teitnu l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'briyei ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, b'fnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim ve'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'am, u'shchinatu zo, v'govei me'eromim, u'Eloheinu Einot, emet malkeinu efes ulato, kakatu b'torato, yadata hayom v'hashivota elevavecha, ki Adonai hua Elohim, b'shamayim ima'am, ve'al ha'aretz, mitachat einot, ki ha'melchut shalcha hi olevet himloch b'chavod, kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam ba'ed, ve'ne'emar, Vaya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, ye Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, u'shemo echad. We can all be seated. In our yard sites this week, we recall the memories of Kaja Shukir, Ellie Myrer, Harold Chase, Hyman Gordon Silver, Paula Raven, Edwin Weissler, Max Miller, Sigmund Deutscher, Etta White, Clara Schatzker, Paul Schatzker, Bessie David, David Palazzi, Dora Schatz, Irene Miller, Abraham Levine, Alan Mainzer, Claire Farrar, Edith Patokin, Jane Roberts, Marion Fisher, Mary Kellman, Hyman Baldbaum, Irma Rubin, Coleman Cohen, Benjamin Selig, Jack Ginsberg, Jerry Bach, Lil Perlman, Stephen Chernow, and Scott Simon. Are there any other yard sites that anyone is observing this week? May their memories be an eternal blessing. We ask mourners to rise and those whose custom it is to stand with them. As we turn to page 598, 598, and in their memory, we sanctify God's name. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra chirute v'amlich malchute. B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Olmei Olmaya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh. Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shmei Dikudisha Brechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe Shalama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imrama. Kuya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We can all be seated. A few announcements before we bring our service to a close. First of all, Bruchim Habayim, welcome everybody. We have several new faces in the congregation. Welcome to all of you. Happy to have you with us today. Please make sure during the Oneg, if I didn't say hi to you yet, I think I did say hi to all the new people, but I'll say hi to you again afterwards and come meet all the other people that are here as well. Our Hamer Kaz has started. Hamer Kaz is the new name of our religious school. We got rid of religious school at Temple Shalom and Hebrew school. It's so 20th century Hebrew school, you know? So we're in the 21st century now. We now have Hamer Kaz. It means the center of learning, the center of community, the center of friendship. Our program started up this week, and this upcoming Sunday is our first full day of classes, so please join us there. If you need applications, they're available in the office. They will be available on Sunday morning, so you can join us here at 9:30. We begin with Tefillah and prayer in the morning and head off to our classes. Additionally, the preschool also has some slots open, so you can check that out as well. We also have some adult education opportunities happening. This past Wednesday, just 2 days ago, Kobe Chumash, our executive director, started off a class that is a crash course of Jewish history. 3,500 years of Jewish history in 10 weeks. 350 years a week. It's actually a great class. You learn a lot about Jewish history. Additionally, there's a new Melton School class. Melton, for those who don't know, is a national Jewish education institution that has some great classes, and Kobe's teaching a class on Israeli literature as a window to Israeli society. You can sign up on templeshalom.com. If you log in as a member, there are membership discounts on there as well. One other upcoming educational opportunity, the first two, you'll put this on your calendar, it's a little bit ahead of time, but the first 2 Thursdays in November and the first 2 Thursdays in December. In the evening, I will be teaching a class called Sidur GPS, How Do You Get From the Prayer Book to God? So if you want to learn how to use the prayer book as a spiritual device and to get you somewhere in prayer instead of just reading words on a page, those 4 weeks are weeks you want to come here in those evenings. Sukkot is on its way along with the High Holy Days. High Holy Day tickets are in the mail now, so they should be in your mailbox soon, along with the schedule. Also, Sukkot following immediately after. You can order your lulav and etrog from the office. Lulav etrog sets are $60 for one set. So if you'd like to order yours for your home, you can order them in the office. We will have 3 or 4 sets here at the synagogue sukkah, so you can use those as well. The Boker Tov Sunday Club. That's the new name for the Men's and Women's Club. It's not called the Men's and Women's Club anymore because the Men's and Women's Club is a really bad name. It's just a terrible name. There was the Men's Club and the Sisterhood, and then they combined, and again the Men's and Women's Club. It's a terrible name. They're now the Boker Tov Sunday Club, the Good Morning Sunday Club. Their first event is going to be on Sunday, October 13th. Come and help build our sukkah out on the front lawn. And it is co-sponsored by Hadassah of Colorado Springs for breast cancer awareness. There are items you can find online asking people to bring blankets, slippers, tea, moisturizers, lotions, etc., other things that can that will be donated. Please wear pink to that event on that day. And Kate Raphael or the temple office, who you want to contact about that. Our Kol Nidre appeal is coming up with Kol Nidre, so please participate with that 100%, as well as with our security funds, and be sure to thank our security guards who keep us safe each and every week. If you know people who are hospitalized or in need of a call from me or from our caring committee at the temple, please let us know in the office so we can make sure that we reach out to all of those people. If you want more information about things going on at Temple Shalom, you can go on to templeshalom.com, check out our website, check out the calendar on the website, and if you're not registered yet for our Tuesday newsletter and our monthly bulletin, please make sure you get registered there so you know what's going on in the world around us in Temple Shalom. More information coming about other things, including on October 7th, Monday night. It's in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. We'll be having a memorial vigil here for the 1-year anniversary of the events that happened on October 7th in Israel. So please do come and join us. I know it's right in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and there's a lot of stuff on the calendar for those holidays, but please do join us on that day because it's important to come together as a community and remember those who have been affected by the tragedy in Israel on October 7th. Again, check the calendar for everything that's going on here at the temple. Check page 625 for the words to the song that we're going to sing right now. There, that's better. We're in tune now. Adon Olam. Adon Olam. That's where you guys repeat after me. We'll try it again. Ready? Here we go. Adon Olam. Asher Malach. Terem Kol. Yitzir Nivra. Yeit Nasa. So I have to be really honest with all of you. I will, because it's Yom Kippur is coming soon, so I have to be honest with everybody. That was terrible. Adon Olam. Slightly better. Asher Malach. Terem Kol. Yitzir Nivra. Yeit Nasa. V'chesakol. Azay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. Ve'acharei kitlot hakol. Levado yinok nara Adon Olam. V'hu haya, v'hu hoveh, v'hu yeh v'tifara Adon Olam. Adon Olam. Asher malach. V'terem kol. Yitzir nivra. Yeit nasa. V'chesakol. Azay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. V'hu echad ve'ein sheni. V'hamshilo v'hachbira Adon Olam. V'li reshit v'li tachlit. V'lo ha'oz v'hamisra Adon Olam. Adon Olam. Asher malach. V'terem kol. Yitzir nivra. V'yeit nasa. Okay, like I said, I have to be honest with everybody. The dancing's way better than the singing. I just got to tell you, that's just what it is. The dancing going on is way better than the singing that's going on here. So we need to lift up the singing to the level of the dancing that's going on. So here we go, ready? Umanosli, menangosli v'yom nekra Adon Olam. Adon Olam. Asher malach. V'terem kol. Yitzir nivra. V'yeit nasa. V'chesakol. Azay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam. V'hu eli v'chai go'ali. v'torcha li ve'etzara adon olam, v'hu nisi umanos li, menachasi v'yom ekra adon olam, asher malach, v'terem kol yitzir nivra, v'yeit nasa, v'tefsako, azay melech shimon yikra adon. I don't know if you can make that circle go in a big circle and dance in a circle. We can keep going. Ready? Wait, where'd all those hands go? Holding hands. Ready? Here we go in a circle. Ready? Moving to your right or left, whichever way you want to go. All right, ready? Ready? Here we go. All right, so you guys are going to go this way. Ready? Go this way, this way. Everybody walk that way. Everybody walk that way. Perfect. There we go. No. Wait, stop right there. We're going to walk in a circle. Ready? You go that way, you go that way. Ready? Here we go. Circle. Well, just like there we go. Perfect. There we go. Adon olam, asher malach, v'terem kol yitzir nivra, v'yeit nasa, v'tefsako, azay melech shimon yikra. One more time. Adon olam, asher malach, v'terem kol yitzir nivra, v'yeit nasa, v'tefsako, azay melech shimon yikra adon olam. By the way, if you were paying attention to my sermon, and I talked about your for the sake of the heavens being for the sake of the heavens, that's what you just saw right here. Shabbat shalom, everyone. We'll go in the back and make a little kiddush and motzi.